doing everything that I possibly can to try to make sure that we do get a successful yes vote, and I'll, if you don't mind, explain to you why. A yes vote is not going to bring about any immediate or noticeable, and certainly no revolutionary change to people's lives in Wales. It will speed up the way that we legislate. It will make our legislation process much quicker. It's not going to expand the areas of policy that we already have devolved. And contrary to popular misconception, it'll neither increase nor decrease the amount of scrutiny that Welsh laws go through. Welsh laws are scrutinised at the moment by Assembly members. The scrutiny that takes place in London by the Welsh Affairs Select Committee is the scrutiny of our request as Assembly members for power. It isn't scrutiny of the laws that we make. All of that is done in the Assembly, and all that will continue to be done by Assembly members, regardless of the outcome of this referendum. So there is a misconception being put out there by opponents of this change to try and give the impression that there's going to be a reduction in scrutiny of Welsh laws. I just want you to all be clear that that isn't the case. My chief motivation, though, for involvement in this campaign, and I'm involved with Roger Morgan on the national campaign team, is the potentially devastating consequences of a no vote. Because although, technically speaking, a no vote will just result in the status quo, we'll continue with the cumbersome and clunky lawmaking process that Mark has just described, where we've got to go to Westminster to ask permission before we can pass laws in Wales that only affect Wales. But in the longer term, I think a no vote will undoubtedly result in a loss of status for Wales. It'll be seen from the outside, from outside this country, as us, as Welsh people, voting a vote of no confidence in the basic concept of devolution. It could be seen as a vote of no confidence in Wales as a nation and in the way that we do politics in our own way. We wouldn't be taken seriously. We may not even be considered at all by the Westminster government, who, after all, will continue to control our purse strings. And of course, we could lose credibility with governments and countries further afield outside the UK as well. It would start the process, the very slow process, of the unravelling of devolution, and it risks us eventually ending up back in the dark old days where we were run by one person in the Welsh office, often not even from a constituency representing Wales. For me, that is the slippery slope. That's the risk. And I think that a no vote is still a real risk. It shouldn't be a risk, should it? We're flying ahead in the polls. We're plugged into communities everywhere throughout Wales. We represent the diversity of all the people that make up this country that we call Wales. The No campaign have recognised that they are not able to demonstrate that they represent this broad range of opinion across Wales, and that's why they haven't applied to be officially designated as the No campaign, because the Electoral Commission rules, which require, which grant designation, require both sides of the campaign to demonstrate that they represent broad opinion throughout Wales, and that's the real reason that True Wales didn't apply for designation status. And to date, their campaign has been negative, it's been misinforming, and been full of personal attacks and slurs. On our side, we've got a vast majority of 31,000 voluntary organisations in Wales: the trade union movement, the student movement, the language movement, the peace movement, all 4 political parties represented in the Assembly, plus others like the Green Party, the Communist Party, even Kellen, the cross-party left-green, which I'm sending tonight for the chair. I said too proud, but apologies for that. We've got such a wide range of support. It's really, everybody is saying it should be in the bag, you know, there's no question about it. But complacency of that kind, I fear, is this campaign's biggest danger.